Hi everyone, I'm Pieta Valentine, a former physiotherapist. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Today's session is on the stigma and prejudice of dementia and how to deal with it. Stigma and prejudice is still well entrenched in our society, unfortunately, often due to fear and ignorance. So how do we deal with this when we're experiencing stigma and prejudice when our partner is about to go into a dementia facility? Well, we have to remain strong. We have to keep with those people that support us. We need to be practical, positive, and move on. That's it. Because we have to be careful that the stigma and the prejudice of dementia doesn't drain us into the bargain, because energy is so important dealing with dementia. It can be so exhausting. If you've had 8 years dealing with someone or helping to support someone that's got dementia, by the time they're ready to go into the dementia unit, often you're absolutely shattered. You've only got this much energy left, bottom of the barrel at that. And then if you have to cope with all that stigma and prejudice from long-term friends, supposed friends into the bargain, it can really, be the hair that breaks the camel's back. So for this, what do you do? You're exhausted, you've got little support, you've got some support, but not much. You've been looking after your partner for 8 years, they're about to go into the unit, and you have to do, the big effort of getting everything organised for them to move in. Well, through the whole thing, really, the main thing is for you as the support person to remain strong. You have to remain strong, because if you allow the stigma, the prejudice, the ignorance, the lack of understanding, the prying questioning to get to you, then it can fracture you. And when you're drained, when you're shattered, when you're, not your best at all, it's hard to do anything, let alone be practical, let alone help, let alone be on form enough to be able to hopefully make the transition for your partner to go into a dementia unit as smooth as possible. So that's why you need to plan and prepare, and really what you need to do, because the thing is, this stigma and prejudice will start early on. It will start probably before the doctor's diagnosis at the surgery. People will have got a glimpse that, the memory problem of your partner is beginning to sort of create problems. And so they may say a word or two then to you, but still they visit, barbecues on Saturday or birthday parties or, out for coffee or whatever it is. But as it comes closer to the doctor's diagnosis, then the doctor's diagnosis, then the entry into the dementia unit for your partner, often what you find is those people that have a stigma and a prejudice quietly back off, move away. The thing is, you can hardly believe it yourself, because often they've been like lifelong friends, and you think, how can they possibly leave at this point of time when a friend in need is a friend indeed? How can they depart? It's like a betrayal in a sense, How can they back off at this time and not support you? Well, it's because of stigma and prejudice. If someone in their heart has that black spot of stigma and prejudice, no matter to which minority group it is, and by the way, dementia is not a minority group anymore, it's becoming like a major group, but still, if anyone has a black spot of prejudice or dementia, you won't see it unless they actually have to face it in your company. So whether it's a stigma or prejudice towards people that are black or people that are gay or people that are whatever they are, it won't come out until, that particular issue is there for them to have to address. And you will then be witness to that stigma or prejudice, either from the comments they say or their reactions or the look on their face or their expressions or their tone or whatever. So when it happens and they say something like, oh, I hope I never get dementia, that's a clue, isn't it? It's hardly saying that they want to help. So you just need to, it's very difficult, but it's like you just have to accept it, really. That is the way they are, because you cannot change them. If someone's fearful and ignorant and doesn't want to know, doesn't want to read up on it, doesn't want to upskill on it, doesn't want to learn about it, doesn't want to know how they can help, what can you do? You know, you can't put your energy into that sort of a situation. So that's why you just have to let them go. In fact, if they just go of their own accord, that is a blessing. Difficult because there is a friend off into the sunshine, off into the sunset, sorry. Difficult because it's sad, but really you just need to accept, okay, we had a great friendship, lifelong friendship, even at the time it was fine, but it's not fine now, it's not working now. It's just a drain, it's just depressing having someone like that around. I need to conserve my energy. We need to be around people that support us. And I just need to move on with the people that are there for us, for me, and, you know, the partner that has dementia. And it's a real emotional roller coaster, but you just have to steel yourself, steel your spine. And of course, when you're older, it's even harder, you know, in your early 80s having to do this, you know, imagine. So it takes incredible courage, incredible strength of character, but just keep with the principles, you know, being strong, and keeping with the people that support you and moving forward so that you can be practical and positive in the process. So there will be people that actually, what often happens is that people that you wouldn't expect come out of the woodwork to help and support. Often that happens. People that you would think, yes, they've always been there for us, they're good friends, you know, I'm sure they'll be, you know, around. No, they go, but people that you wouldn't expect come out and practically help and ask, you know, what can I do, how can I help, etc. And so they're the people that you want to support. Now also, there also will be some people who, you know, don't really understand about the condition, and they want to, you know, support and help, but they're not really sure what to do, how to go about it. And if that is the case and they're asking you a lot of questions, then it is good to move them on to other resources so that it doesn't drain your energy, you know, explaining. You've got enough on your plate, haven't you? You know, moving into the dementia unit and everything that goes with that, you know. So say to the person, you know, well, look, go to the library. You can get books out on diagnosis of dementia and, you know, all about the condition itself from a medical perspective. Then you can, you know, refer, if you've got this book around, they can read that to learn about how they can help for someone going into the unit, how they can help when someone's in the unit with the residence rise, and of these videos, practical techniques to help in a positive, practical way. It's all there, you know, and there's other sites too with valuable information. So get them to upskill, and then once they've done their homework, so to speak, then you can share notes and work out, you know, how to help. So how to manage. So this is the way to go forward. So people that are interested and want to understand, that's good, that's helpful, that's supportive. But people that are just questioning, just for, you know, just for namesake, gossiping, bickering, you know, getting the info, but not practically helping. You know, you don't want those people in your life, because that's the drain and drag. You know, people that ring up and want to know all the latest news and gossip, all the latest info, so that they can pass it on to, you know, the group of friends, filled with stigma and prejudice, that group. But they're not helping. And so be mindful of this, you know, don't give away too much. Only give away information that is helpful for you to be able to, you know, go through this process in a practical, positive way. So a lot of discerning power is needed, you know, maybe more than you've had to use in a very long time. But you do need to be cool about this, and get a friend who's got a good, you know, intellect, who's good in judging and discerning and analysing, and talk it through with them too, you know, these issues that you have, so that you can get another person's clear, intelligent, supportive perspective, so that then you can work out, you know, the best way forward. So look, it's a very difficult subject, but it's something that needs to be addressed and worked through. And so these videos and these books, the books are written for this very purpose, and these videos are done for that very purpose. So please pass on the links to people that are affected with the stigma of prejudice, with the stigma and prejudice of dementia. And thank you for your likes and subscriptions.